Skinner. I think of it wasn't B.F. Skinner.
Is it the box?
Harvey the baby. Was
I
that
know of
him?
the Skinner box, which was the
Yeah, that's
picture.
what I was thinking.
And then the dog one is a different person. Who's the dog one? Small baby
Pavlov.
dog.
My
Pavlov.
good
Yeah,
dude.
Pavlov's dog. Yeah,
Yeah.
look, that's why I asked. I didn't act like I remembered.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I was just like, that's the one. Isn't that the one we know?
Yeah, I mean
Skinner,
Pavlov's dog.
Pigeons in the
If you
Box.
see the dog in the beginning of the play, it has to go off by the end, right? Is that the way that works?
That's it. That's
Yeah.
correct.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Great. It's got to salivate by the
Chekhov's-
end.
And then Chekhov has the cat.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's perfect.
Sorry, I'm trying to
Meow.
figure out who abused that.
Oh God.
Harvey the baby.
Okay, good. As long as you're
Oh,
not
Harvey
googling
baby. I
who
was like,
abused that
wait,
small
what?
child, because I think we could be here a while.
Oh, this is not.
Wait, the
I
happiest
think I
baby?
might have his. I think I have his name wrong.
Great.
Wait,
Well-
what is the baby one?
I can't
Yeah.
remember. There was like a small child,
Uh-huh.
and they. I mean, we're doing conditioning experiments on this small child.
Now this was
And I-
after shampooing experiments.
Well, of course, Nate.
Little Albert.
Little Albert. Thank you. Yes, it was
Ah.
Albert.
That's
Who's
the
Harvey?
Harvey of the West.
Carried out by
Oh.
John B. Watson
Oh, it was the
and his
bee.
graduate student Rosalie Rayner.
Now what do they do to this little Albert?
Classical conditioning. Is this the one where they would like send the baby over like a glass floor?
I don't know. That makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah. I feel like they created they like phobia'd him.
A mattress.
They
and
like
table.
inceptioned a phobia into him.
So they broke a baby on purpose.
They broke
To
a
see if
baby
they
on
could.
purpose. Yeah. Mhm.
Great.
Oh yeah,
Great.
they would make a loud sound. Ooh, with a steel bar and hammer every time he touched a rat.
That's right. They
I
made
mean,
him-
that's fair though. You don't really want a baby to touch a rat that
I
much.
guess that's true, but what if he had grown up to be like a rat lover? That doesn't.
A rat
like a-
salesman, and then
who's
he
the-
was debilitated.
Who's the one who plays the piccolo? That's not what it is. And then
Oh,
all the
Pied
rats
Piper?
follow him.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
do the
Pied
rats follow
Piper.
him?
Yeah,
Is that the
he does lead all the rats out of the city, and then when nobody pays him, he's like, "Well, I'm taking all your kids, then
Yeah.
assholes."
Great story. What if
Oh.
maybe that was time travel? They went back in time. They knew that was going to be the Pied Piper, but instead, little Albert did him.
They little Alberted him, gave him a sports almanac. He made him much money, and then he ruined the future
Perfect.
until Marty came back to help. Ahoy, listeners! This is Debut Buddies. It's your fortnightly podcast about firsts. My name is Nate, and I'm one of the buddies.
And I'm Kelly. I'm an additional buddy.
Yeah, I'm Chelsea. I'm the other buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So somebody recently said ahoy whenever like we met, and I was like, whoa. And I was like, am I recording right now? I like had a moment where I was just like, oh, and then I missed you guys.
Aw.
We baby Alberted you with the word ahoy.
Oh, you did.
Yay! Positive baby Alberting.
And that's the only science we're going to be doing on this episode. We will not be grafting, say, mouse heads to our bodies or anything like that, listeners. We're going to be talking about that.
Imagined my cat and mouse grafted
Oh.
onto my body.
I mean, it's a solution.
Yeah.
Oh, we'd never be apart.
It's true. You could feed him like a parrot on your shoulder just by like dropping
Cute.
morsels there.
Okay,
Yeah.
I've changed my mind on this whole thing.
Great.
I think
Okay,
it's
never
good
mind.
now.
Listeners,
Wait, are we
we're-
adding the animal head to our own heads?
I think,
Are we
or at least
sharing
to
a
the
body?
shoulder somewhere.
All right, I'm in.
Great. Yeah, listeners, we're going to be talking about the first human head transplant. That's right. It's a thing.
Is it? I'm confused. I don't know what research you guys did, but my research came up not fruitful.
Oh yeah, no, I think we can unbury the lead and say
Oh, thank God,
it did not
sorry.
happen. It's not a thing
Okay,
that
I
happened.
thought I was going crazy because we kept talking about it like it did, and I was like, I have Googled so many things and I cannot find an article.
This is a story that occurred in sort of the depths of our most recent but not forthcoming American dystopia, where I think we were all so busy going like, oh God, oh God, oh God every day that no
Yeah.
one clocked between 2017 and 2019 that some absurd ass shit was going on between two scientists, one man who had a sort of debilitating sort of malady, and some mice and some corpses.
Mm-hmm.
But before we
And
get
some
to that,
corpses.
I have a very important question to ask both of you, because I want to start by asking, if you had to, or rather if you could, what body part of your own would you have transplanted? Or what would you transplant?
Well, that's a question.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really a question.
I'm trying to think about it from both angles. What do I
Yeah.
want to get rid of? Brain, obviously. What do I want? What would I could I get an additional liver that has so that I have like redundancy?
Great. Yeah,
I need like
sure.
a failover liver.
You're like a Time Lord, but for drinking specifically.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Dope. That's my answer.
All right. I like it.
So for transplanting it, does something need to be removed? I'm trying to.
I'm not removing anything. I'm just adding
I was
on.
like, I don't know. Yeah, I was
Yeah,
like, I like the idea of add-ons.
I don't know. They can scoop
An
something in.
option?
I'll swallow the uterus. They can take that.
Yeah.
There's
Appendix is
a
still in
fair
there.
amount of room inside our torsos, I think, for stuff.
Oh yeah, I
Space.
just mean like if we're already in there, might as well do a fire sale. Like
Yeah.
who needs what? Oh, I'm going to Kelly's innards. Can I get you anything?
If you have a shop, please make that the name of
It's
your
well
shop.
stocked. There's like a mini fridge in there.
Mini bar.
Yeah. Yo, you got to replace anything you take out because she charges a lot if she finds out that it's empty.
Prized possession.
I'll give you a little more time, Chelsea. I can tell.
Okay,
that
thank you.
you're-
I am
the,
trying
the
to think
gears are
hard.
in motion here.
Yeah.
I'm going with I want 2 more arms. That's what I'm going with. If we're gonna transplant
Ooh.
anything, give me 2 more arms. I want to one technically qualify as an insect, other than the fact that I have a skeletal system, so that disqualifies me immediately. But
That's okay.
But yeah, if I had 2 more arms, like you could do a lot of stuff.
What's that Mortal
Where-
Kombat
Juggling?
character with the forearms?
Goro is on Mortal
Yeah,
Kombat.
is that the one?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where do
There's
you want them
also
attached?
Oh, good question. Where attached?
Where?
like probably just below my existing arms.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
in a space where range of motion is possible. And I also don't want like a lot of I don't want like a really cramped weird space where there'd be like a pit stink issue, So there needs to be some breathability.
Yeah.
But I'm
That's a good
thinking like
point.
it would be relatively easy to alter clothing to create a lower
Yeah.
armhole set.
That was my
And then
next
you're just kind of
question.
doing a thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
See, I think you're going to want 4 separate sleeves, not just lower armhole.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I
It would
think
get cold.
getting the sleeves
Yeah.
done. Yeah, we're looking at a little bit of a bespoke clothing budget issue, but
Or-
I think it's doable.
A
Hear
lot of
me out.
ponchos.
Capes. We're on the
Oh,
same.
capes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Who doesn't want to wear a cape?
You can bring back like super tailored ones, like Sherlock Holmes
Oh,
coat
beautiful.
in all of
Mhm.
the
Yeah,
old
yeah.
movies that has that little capelet over it. I'm seeing a lot of capelets in your future.
I like that. I like that a
I'm
lot. I
here
do
for it.
also like ponchos as an option.
Yeah, you can go super classy or like deadhead with it.
Yeah.
You've
Oh,
got a lot of
yeah.
options here.
You can also go with like the obnoxiously open-sided like workout tank.
Oh, yes, you can.
That's a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be Jim Bro.
Yeah. Oh, you can't
Also-
lift 4 dumbbells at once? Do you even lift,
Oh,
bro?
I did have the expectation whenever you said 4 arms that because I thought about the Mortal Kombat character that you would be jacked as well. Would they be normal arms?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that they would have to be proportional to my existing arms, and
Okay.
then I could get
That makes sense.
them jacked along with my regular arms.
No, why go through the effort? Get
Just get
super
pre-jacked
jacked
arms.
Pre-jacked arms, yeah.
Transplanted arm.
See, but then I have an aesthetic issue because if I'm gonna go with that, I really like my existing upper arms connected to my shoulders need to be jacked, and then the arms below should be slightly less jacked.
So do
'Cause I
you need
feel
to
like-
take off your arms and put the jacked arms where your arms are and then have those lowered?
Yeah, I mean, I guess while we're in there, we might as
Yeah.
well. The
Just shake 'em
procedure,
around.
yeah,
Couple
we're
hours.
presupposing that this is possible. Let's do it.
You could also attach them further up and extend your reach.
Ooh, that's an
Ooh.
idea.
Yeah.
That is an idea.
As a
Yeah.
short person, that sounds very.
Yeah.
Well, what
nice.
about you then, Chelsea? You could
Yeah.
get
So I
second
thought-
legs.
Well, I thought about replacing my legs with arms, but then I remember there's a character in Aeon Flux who did get her legs
Yeah.
replaced with arms. But I thought
Oh.
it was really cool, and I wouldn't mind doing that as well.
You like the idea of having like prehensile feet.
Yeah. Super
Mhm.
articulated
Mhm.
toes.
Yeah, you want to be grabbing.
Question mark?
You basically
Yeah.
you're trying to grab twice as much, just like I am.
Yeah, I would like to like a monk. Like I want to like go climb trees. I want to be a tree climber, and I feel
Great.
like extra arms would help with that and less legs.
We
I
could give
have
you a
a
tail with that
question.
too for bounce. Just saying.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay. So would I transplant? Wait, should I just transplant my head onto a monkey's body?
Oh, that is where we're going. That's what we're working
Yeah,
up
you
toward,
could.
huh?
I mean,
Is that
if
where I
you're
should
are
go
you
with
are you
that?
over the rest of it? You over the rest of Chelsea that exists?
Yeah,
that where we're
yeah,
headed?
that's fair. Yeah.
I
Wanna
mean, we're
try
already at
something
50%, so might as well.
Yeah.
Well, my question about arms as legs, though, is which way are you having those elbows bend? The direction of knees or reverse them?
They'd have to be reversed.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think because then if like they'd have to be reversed. It'd look a little weird.
Plus, you want to be able to like spring
That
in
would look a
directions.
little weird. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
You
Okay.
need the convenience of
So if they were the opposite, would I just end up being able to pop upward? Just like I could only go vertical.
you'd probably be able to, I guess you could grab things behind you, right? Because like if your feet,
Oh.
because you could put your feet back right now, and if your toes were long enough, you could like grab stuff immediately behind you or immediately
True.
in front of you, but kind of in a weird.
Awkward.
Legs are a weird shape when it comes to like trying to shimmy up something. You know,
Yeah.
you gotta thigh
Mhm.
hug stuff a lot, and you're looking to get away from that.
No, I'm looking
Yeah.
to feet
Yeah.
hands.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, you should get. You, so it
What?
sounds like we're in the market for 4 buff arms in
Yeah.
total.
Yeah. That's pretty much what we're looking for. We need a
Okay.
liver
Yeah.
and 4 buff arms, please.
Yep.
I feel like my thing is achievable.
I mean, there's existing lists you could get on to get one.
Yeah.
Whether they would
yeah.
give you a second when the existing one is functional,
That's
I don't
fair.
know.
Only one way to find out.
To the liver depository.
I feel like this guy would do it. What's his name? Sergio.
Yeah,
Dr.
Sergio Canavero.
Canavero.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about this fucking head transplant nonsense. My God, what an amazing. Honestly, this is amazing. This is amazingly stupid.
It's
Yeah.
it's a lot. It sure is a lot, huh?
Yeah. Oh, so much. So November 2017, Italian surgeon Sergio Canavero says that he's working on a human head transplant. He believes it's possible. He has a press conference in Vienna and announces that his surgical team, led by Xiaoping Ren, a Chinese collaborator, has successfully transferred a head from one human cadaver to another. Now,
And go on.
I think this poses our first question, which is, how do you successfully do something with corpses
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
indicates that it would work?
That was
Well-
one of the big critiques of it.
That's, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I guess you swapped them, but
Did
But in
it
the same way that, like, I don't know. If
Did
you
it have blood? Did they pump anything in it? I did not read about the cadaver, so I would like to know anything more if possible.
yeah, they did. I think they did a dry run of
Mhm.
what they said was the thing, which is like, okay, we're gonna connect the main arteries and veins
Uh-huh.
between these two heads, and then we're going to sever them and cut the spinal cord, and then we're gonna whoop-de-doo, and then we're gonna sew it all back together. But yeah, without like, a living thing, it's hard to tell.
Did they do this on Grey's Anatomy? I feel like they would have.
They did something like this in The X-Files and something a
Oh.
little less like it, but still similar in Criminal Minds.
Okay.
This is all over.
And of course, the thing that we have not brought up yet, that we said several times in previous episodes that we would, they did a much smaller version of this in the John Woo classic film Face Off, which
Yes.
does not involve heads, but involves faces.
Face off.
Off.
Oh, great.
The thing is that like they do experiments on mice, rats, dogs, and primates prior to this quote full rehearsal on a human body.
That's what they called it. Rehearsal. They kept calling it a dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's weird.
can we please use science terms instead of theater terms? That would help me feel better about it.
I mean, what it indicates is that this should have been a movie that
Mm.
came out, and maybe it still will. I mean, I think, okay, look, listeners, you need to just turn the podcast down for a second. The adults are going to have a chat, and we'll tell you when to turn it back up somehow.
Just yell.
We'll
it.
shout.
Yeah.
We need to get in touch with the folks at A24 about this
Yep.
movie,
No.
because you both know horror better than anybody else in the world, and this is a perfect horror plot.
So let me read you something from my notes that ends with the phrase, Hollywood, get at me. Like, if this became successful, people would be like hunted and murdered for their beautiful, perfect bodies. And
Oh, this is a movie
know,
then.
oh, is it? What
Repo
is
the
it?
Genetic Opera.
No,
Oh,
that's different. They're not hunting down people they're hunting down people to reclaim organs that they already have.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. That's fair.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
more of a capitalist critique. I'm doing
Mm.
social commentary. Yeah.
But here's
Okay.
your first clue. You might see what I'm doing there later.
Oh. Totally gonna forget. I'm gonna forget by the time
Yeah,
it comes
I mean, it's going to
around.
be like 3 hours from now, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
blame you
that's
for
fair.
forgetting. But yeah, so part of the experiments, they do involve kind of what I alluded to before we began, but I'm going to leave it in so everybody already knows what I said. They took mice heads and attached them to the backs of mice, and
Yeah.
everybody lived for a little bit.
No.
Sometimes a very little
Gross.
bit, but
Yeah,
other
yeah.
times longer.
Yeah,
No.
but I mean,
So
like,
that's
yeah.
where I heard about this surgeon originally, was
Hmm.
when that was making the news, because we were all like, this is fake, right? This is fake. This is fake, right? This is fake, right? It's like that Anakin meme.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fake, but it
No.
fucking looks fake. Like, did you look at photos of it?
Yeah. Oh,
It looks fake.
it clocks reanimator level special effects where you're like,
Yes.
oh, so someone literally just like took 2 dead mice and like taped one of its heads onto the back, and we're
Right.
saying this was science.
It's giving like P.T. Barnum.
Great.
attraction.
Oh, now she's making a very
Oh,
sad
yeah.
It
face.
just looks so sad.
I
It
know,
really
right?
does.
It's like he's wearing a hat of another mouse.
Yeah, it's like a little backpack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a
Oh.
bummer because like the mouse on the back can only look up now. Like I don't
I
like what was
know.
the goal here? Like
Ugh.
this is peak Jurassic Park stuff.
Yeah.
No one is wondering if they
Truly.
should. Like
I know. Stop. Everybody stop. Everybody think for
Yeah,
2 seconds.
no.
Stop doing
Absolutely
it.
no.
But yeah,
But-
no, those surgeries were just testing out the like grafting of blood vessels. Like,
Yeah.
can we
No.
can we
Can
hook
we
them
put
up?
them together?
Yeah. because I think his philosophy, and I don't have an exact thing, but I mean it feels to me as if the whole idea is like, hey, look, let's just address this like we're dealing with circuit boards or wires
Yes.
or plumbing, right? Like we're not even dealing with like more complicated systems that are more fragile. It's just like if we can just hook these things together, then surely this will work. Even though I think like everyone is aware of the fact that like regular organ transplants have rejection rates that are fairly high because of immune
Yeah.
systems. So the idea that an
high.
entire like an entire cranium would be like, yeah, sure, whatever, no big deal.
And like, what are your options there? So, okay.
Yeah.
Lots of thoughts on this part specifically, because I read a bunch of stuff and there was disagreement between how we refer to body and head. Some
Oh.
people referred to body as donor and head as recipient, and some people did it the other way around. And I was like, right, that is sort of a big problem that we
Yeah.
are dealing with this thing specifically. Like, that's going to come up again.
Well, this lends credence to your horror movie concept, right? Is like,
Truly.
if the body is the recipient, then we're chasing heads, right?
Yes.
And vice versa.
And then, like, okay, let's say that the body rejects the head, because it's not going to be the other way around, right? The head isn't going to be like, get this body out of here. It's going to be the body rejecting the head. And so, sure, you pump it full of all of those immunosuppressant medications. And so what? We wreck the liver of this body or the kidneys of this body you just got. Like, we're going to run this body into the ground straight away, because it's not like a kidney transplant where you're like, oh, body didn't like it, scoop it out, put in another, you know? Like, you're not going to get a whole second body to do.
Yeah, there's
to
not
do
gonna be a lot
another
of extra
swap.
ones laying around that are fully
No.
functional, right? Like all of this presupposes something concerning, which is that we all want to live so much longer. I mean, I can see we'll get to kind of our main potential subject for this in a second, where it makes sense. Like, hey, look, if your body is busted for whatever reason, and you're chasing quality of life desperately, like, I can see how this would appeal.
Yeah.
But generally
Sure.
speaking, Canavero talks about this as if this is like a fountain of youth level principle, because
It's an anti-aging drug.
because his sort of I don't know, we'll just go into, like, the thing he's into now in 2023 is more about just like, we're just gonna do brains. I get it, maybe the head thing is too wild, but we all know that we don't want to get old and die ever. So what if we just keep scooping the old dome out and plopping it in a new model every like 80 years or whatever?
Well, and he kept saying into a younger body.
Right.
And I was like, where are you getting that younger
Yeah, where's
body?
that body
Spoilers. This is all clones. He wants to do cloning
Yeah.
also.
Yeah,
That is a movie.
Yes.
It is.
So
it's kind
just-
of The Island and Gattaca
Yeah, that's what
put
I was gonna
together.
say.
Okay, spoilers.
Well, I put them.
Sorry.
I said put together, so you don't know how. You don't know
You're
what they
right.
are individually.
A head from one,
Wait.
body from the other.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just
So-
Well, I was
for
trying
some
to figure out the clone in
context-
Gattaca.
No,
Oh,
spoilers.
that was more
Sorry.
about the.
I love
yeah, well,
Gattaca.
yeah, Gattaca's great. Canavero says, "Quote: The first human head transplant on cadavers has been done. A full head
Okay.
swap between brain dead organ donors is the next stage."
Well, I will. What is that
Okay.
gonna do? What? How do you know?
I think this is really a good question. How do we measure success on something that has literally no bar for success attached to it?
And it's also, oh boy. So while they were doing the original just two cadavers, only one head movement.
Yeah, I saw that
they
video.
were-
It was early on the internet. 2 cadavers, 1 head.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. That was one of the big
God.
ones. I believe that they were pumping a blood substitute
Okay.
through the bodies.
Brought
I'm
them
not
back to life.
sure.
Now,
on
now
that.
let's talk about what blood substitute abbreviates to. Huh? Huh? It's full of
That's
that.
a good one.
Yeah.
That was me authentic. That was an authentic laugh.
I think Clay's authentic laugh was really.
I can't.
I think somebody needs a laugh transplant. Am I right?
Okay, rude.
Oh no.
I'm kidding. You have a lovely laugh, and we all enjoy it.
No, I've
very
got a
much.
little gremlin laugh, and it's fine.
That's why it's good.
So I didn't read about that experiment specifically, really, apart from like Spark Notes, but I did read a like a medical journal article on this about the proposed methodology. And yeah, it's weird And I do think that a lot of the proposed methodology, sure, can be tested on cadavers. Yeah, like we can see like that the severing of whatever these things are was sufficiently sharp, which I guess is a big part of
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Like knives have like we have to have the cleanest of clean cuts. Sure, we can do all of that testing. Like did this stay as cold as we needed it to be? Did the whatever machinery we're using function the way we needed it to be
Oh, yeah,
for
because so
long
much of
enough?
this involves freezing the parts
Right, yeah.
first and then attaching them and then warming everything up.
Yeah, they called it deep hypothermia. And
Yeah.
they like
Doesn't
basically,
sound good.
and I'm not a doctor, but here is
No.
what I understood from this article was that basically they find empty parts in your body near the spinal cord and just
What?
pour in cold stuff.
Mhm.
They
Okay.
just pack you with ice packs like you were a lunch that they were taking on the road.
That is what they
Wow.
do for spinal injuries, especially in sports, but they'll also do that in
Oh.
car accidents, right?
Oh.
Like if a football player breaks his neck on the field, the paramedic action is to get him extremely cold around the spinal cord so that you prevent the swelling that can cause spinal cord damage and paralysis. So that's not unscience, but
No,
Unscience.
but I hadn't heard of like filling empty spaces in your body with the cold thing. Is
Yeah.
that common?
I mean that I don't know. I imagine that they probably
Ah.
do inject like really cold saline into the body around the spine
Guess
for that
so.
purpose.
Yeah.
But we're also dealing
guess
with like an
so.
emergency situation of get
Yeah.
this guy off the field, get him in a helicopter, get the helicopter to the
Sure.
hospital, get him back, operate, right? We're not
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about Sergio's timing is like 36 hours is the estimated amount of time the surgery to transplant heads would take, and he was very
Yeah.
pleased that it only took 18 with the corpses.
And I was
And
like, sure,
I'm-
but you get to be loosey-goosey because they're
Yeah.
corpses.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Like, what's the proof that anything would survive for 18 hours detached from the thing, the brain thing that makes all the other stuff do stuff, and vice
I
versa?
guess
did you-
No, go on.
Guys, read or see something about the 1970s monkeys?
Yeah, I read a little about that.
The
It was
band? The
Very
Monkeys?
sad. Yeah, the monkeys, the
Yeah.
band.
Yeah.
Last Train to
Mhm.
Clarksville was good, but yeah, they kind
But
of
the-
fell off at the end.
They did a
Especially
head
'cause
transplant
they swapped
between.
all their heads.
It's true. No,
Which
go
is
ahead,
my
Chelsea.
favorite
Sorry.
now? Is it Danny or?
They just changed their last names. All of their last names changed, and their first names stay the same.
Peter
the-
Dolan's.
The monkeys, they had a successful surgery with the two monkeys. The monkey was able to open its eyes and like track stuff with its eyes, but it was in so much pain and it
Oh.
couldn't breathe very well. So it stayed alive for eight days before
Yeah.
it passed.
See, that seems criminal to me, honestly. That
Yeah,
like
no, that's
you've
awful.
allowed something to become conscious in incredible pain just to find out. I mean, look, we covered Leica already, so we're deep
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
animal abuse of the mid 20th century.
But if we're going to be doing head transplants, that's something we're going to have to discuss. Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
at what point do we make the call to end a life because we can't fix this horrible problem that we have created?
Yeah.
Like, that needs to be very well determined. So a big difference between the monkeys and what we're trying to do now,
Yeah.
I'm on this guy's side.
You're a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We've
mean-
established that.
She reads 2
You
things
just keep
on
pointing
PubMed
to
and-
your medical license on the back wall behind you.
Yeah, I learned calligraphy for that. Do you like it?
Yeah, that's great. Although it does say Metacrin, I think you misspelled that.
Listen, it's for the arts and the crafts and the cred. It's not for the accuracy. So with the monkeys, they just hooked up blood vessels. And
Oh.
what Canavero is trying to do is like graft spinal columns
Yes.
as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
And so he is targeting like full up and about, walking around, knowing how to use the body, fullish recovery.
If that's possible, like how
It's not.
Yeah, I was gonna say, would spinal injuries not be like an issue anymore if we were capable of doing stuff like that?
So that was my
Absolutely.
question. I was
Yeah.
like, test out your special little glue on actual injuries. Stop trying to
Yeah,
cut people's heads off. Like, how about we
I
walk
think
before we run, my good dude?
exactly. I think that to your point, this guy didn't wake up saying, I want to be a doctor who performs surgery. I think he said, I want someone to play me in a movie. What
Yeah.
is the quickest way to
Yeah.
get my story into a movie?
Yeah, he was like, Mary Shelley did a good job, but I think I can do it better.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
And
he does not aspire to practice and then win local competitions and then regional and then go to the
No.
Olympics. He just wants to be awarded a gold medal for doing some wacky bullshit right away. And
Here,
it's not great. Not great.
it's not great. Here is how I imagine him. He is, do you guys remember the Twitter account? It got banned. There was a Twitter account called Italian Elon Musk, and it just said ludicrous stuff
I love it
in
already.
like a Mario accent. Basically, this guy is Italian Elon Musk with a doctorate. Like,
mm,
no grounding in ethics or
mm,
morality.
My favorite thing is that he has multiple of these papers and studies that are peer reviewed, but he and
In
his
his
buddy peer review them
article.
amongst each
Yeah.
other, and
Oh,
he's the
okay.
editor of the thing that publishes the peer reviewed papers.
Which is why, not to get on my soapbox about internet literacy again, but everybody check your goddamn sources.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's the same guy all the way down.
I found my note about the donor rats and heads.
Yes.
14 of the rats that they did this to survived for an average of 36 hours. So for 36 hours, a totally fine, healthy rat has another rat's head stuck to his back, plugged into his circulatory system, and then he dies,
Oh.
or she. And that's like, again, what are we proving with this? Is my
What
like
are we
what are
proving?
we proving with this? Because the idea that, like, yeah, no, if you connect, like, you could sew two people together at the hip and be like, yeah, we did it.
Did it. Yeah. Well,
You've heard of
okay.
conjoined twins? Well, we've conjoined two non-twins. What do you think? Fuck, I don't know.
Joined cousins.
Yeah, ooh,
I
there
don't
you
know.
go.
I don't know.
Now we're getting
Now
into
we're
the
back to
South a
P.T.
little bit.
Barnum.
Yeah.
Oh, God. So, okay. So, sure, these tests with cadavers, you can test a lot, right? Like, you can tell if the cells died during your little experiment. You can tell if you hypothermiaed them
Mm.
well and then revived them well. Like, all of that is measurable, but leaves a lot out. For example, here's my big question is so much of our personalities and our brain function is related to our guts. Like,
Oh,
gut
yeah.
health
Sure.
literally impacts your brain and your personality. So, what happens when we go switching things around? What are we Oh, I don't think we're ready for this. I don't think we're ready for this jelly, which is what I
No.
assume is they're packing into your body to keep you cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the stuff inside those reusable freezer packets?
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Like,
I
you're
think
gonna
that's
wake up a totally different. Potentially, you'll wake up a totally different person.
there's no reason to believe that you wouldn't, right? Because we don't have any evidence that, like, all of your personality is stored in your brain.
Yeah.
And to the extent that we do, we know that your brain is extremely fragile, and things like catastrophic trauma, even in a non-incapacitating place, a la
Right.
what's his face, who now I can't remember his name, but he's the guy that took the railroad spike through the chin, went right through his
Yeah.
head.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We'll call him Railroad Spike Guy for now.
Yeah.
Railroad
Yeah.
Spike, we'll call him.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, right? But Phineas Gage, that's his
Phineas
name.
Gage.
Ah, that's it.
Yeah.
Phineas Gage takes that railroad spike through the head, goes from being an asshole to a really nice guy.
Unfortunately, it was the other way around.
I thought it was the other way. Yeah. I
It
think
was the other way around, but still,
Yeah.
this is what happens to that kind of trauma when your body's connected to your head. Now imagine the trauma of one, depriving your brain of oxygen for the period of time required to, I don't care if it's frozen or not, there's no oxygen getting to it and blood is not moving to it. So that's trauma right there. What are we doing? How many people wake up different?
Yeah. And God, how many people wake up different? No, that's the whole question. How many people wake up different?
That's actually a really good name for the movie.
Yeah.
How many people wake up different?
We did it.
Yeah.
Trademark.
It opens, the movie opens with a beautiful young couple driving to their honeymoon chalet, and they get in a car accident.
Oh no.
Oh, I thought they were getting hunted.
The husband's entire body is destroyed. The wife is emotionally distraught.
Okay.
They rush him into surgery. They transplant his head onto an even hunkier body.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah, well, you know. She had a little bit of post-wedding money. She's cashing it in. Why not? Like, hey, we're here. What am I going to do? Not spring for the undercoating?
That's the other thing. There's going to be like, oh, I'm on the donor list, but give me like an Instagram photo reel of all of the people. Like, I need a carousel. Who's got the biggest wiener? Like, you know, like, oh, I like the freckle placement on this body's shoulders. Like, it's so dystopian. It's so dystopian.
It's the dystopianist.
Yeah.
When they did the rat thing, well, he also, next tier experiment. He also is doing it rats where you actually take the full rat head off and put the full rat head on another rat. Yeah. And the procedure for that requires the use of 3 rats. One rat's giving its head, one rat's giving its body, and the middle rat, we're just squeezing it for blood, baby. That's the whole thing. So, again, we're fully ignoring the concept that, like, people's blood just cannot mix together willy-nilly. Like, we all have types, and it's clear that there are conflicts that arise from those.
And that's also going to draw into question, like, oh God, we already have people killing people for life insurance money. Yeah. So now it's like, well, I'm going to kill them, get the life insurance, and also their corpse to fix my ailing body. Like, what is going to happen? We can't be doing this. We cannot be doing it. And it must hurt. It must hurt so bad.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, depends on if the nerves are connected. There's some things about it that I'm like, I don't know where
That's the nerves have to be connected or you can't control the body.
Yeah, you would hope.
So then you have this whole thing where, like, your best case scenario is maybe that everything goes off without a hitch and you magically just take control of the new body, and you spend like maybe 5 or 6 years getting used to moving it around because it didn't belong to you in the first place, and your brain is not going to be trained to move something of whatever difference this is unless it's the same size thing. But I mean, even if you're a person who is, who is disabled, who has like lack of use of something, like if your brain doesn't know how to move legs because you can't move your legs, why would we assume that the brain will be able to move legs that are now newly attached to it without
That's a great question.
Extensive, like, decades of physical therapy? Like, it takes people who are spinally injured and can't walk, in best case, like years to figure out how to do it again, and never at the way that like a sort of naturally able-bodied person might. So
that's also my question about that. I'm very ignorant about this and most things, but here's my thought process there.
That's the tagline of the podcast. We're very ignorant about this and most
debut
things.
Buddies, dum-dums. My understanding with physical therapy in that situation is more about rebuilding the muscle. Like, it's a response to the atrophy of it. And then this would be like needing whole new neural pathways. And adult brains are not very elastic. We're not great at growing new neurons in our brains.
It's actually kind of why we start aging very rapidly after a certain point.
And why we have trouble learning like a new language. It's because the elasticity of our brains, like our brains just aren't as plastic as they are when you're a little kid. So Chelsea, you were going to say something though. Do you have more info on?
I think it is more Well, because it depends on when they would go to PT and how long they had been like bedridden. But if you
Mhm.
like you get into physical therapy pretty quickly once you can. Um,
But
but
atrophy happens pretty quickly. Like, I only know this because of Emily Gordon, who
mhm,
is Camille Nanjiani's wife. Probably people know her
Hmm.
that way.
The
mhm,
Big Sick.
The Big Sick,
Hmm.
great movie. She's very funny and smart. And when she had The Big Sick,
mhm.
she was only in a coma for, I think, 10 days and then was in physical therapy for like 6 months and had to walk with a walker when she first got out of the hospital. Like, you atrophy so fast. But I think I interrupted you, didn't you?
No, 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 no. That's I was just going off of like if like I don't stroke victims will almost immediately lose like use of their
Mm,
items and then have to
Hmm.
try to relearn how to do it. And a part of it's just like having the pathways
Yeah, and it's the
dang.
into
dice
it.
roll of
And
whether like stuff post the clot clearing wasn't too fried or not, right? Because some people will
yeah,
have a stroke and then bounce back within the course of a week.
yeah,
Others will take months or maybe never
or
fully
not.
recover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess yeah, why wouldn't neural pathways also atrophy? Even if the clot didn't impact them, if you're laid out long enough. Yeah, that would atrophy.
I mean, because all of that's literally like circuit board stuff where like if part of your
Mhm.
because a stroke is literally just like a clot or there's bleeding in your brain
Hmm.
and liquid's not supposed to be on the circuit board, so snap
Mhm.
crackle pop and then
Put it
stuff
in
is
rice.
fried.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that's insensitive.
Little marshmallows, some butter, you got yourself a treat. Um,
I'm just saying, if we're
Is that the
filling
step
bodies with
between?
jelly,
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you put the brain in rice prior to putting it into the next
I think you
young
have to,
body,
right?
I think
Because
you have to.
the
you
next
you
little
need it
body?
dried out, otherwise it's gonna
Yeah.
cause problems.
Yeah, you put it in rice and then you stick it in the freezer. Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha,
Mhm.
gotcha. We're solving everything. I think we can save a bunch of people with this.
I think
Yeah,
we
you're
are.
welcome, Sergio
Yeah,
Canavero.
we are
Sorry.
definitely as much scientists as Sergio at this point in the podcast conversation. The thing that's interesting is this ties very neatly into the whole stem cell thing, the
Mm,
whole adrenochrome bullshit
mm.
that uh, 8chaners and whatever talk about. Like it's all of these things are like, hey, well, what if the way that we stay younger is just by like completely moving some part of us around or taking the youth from someone else, right?
One of my notes before I realized that Canavero was aiming for Fountain of Youth was like, oh, what about that like tech bro who drinks his son's blood to stay young?
Yeah,
Is he gonna try and kill his son and
right.
take his body? Do you not know about this guy, Chelsea?
No, I don't like this. I want to
Oh,
go throw up now.
it is so fucking stupid. Oh my God, let me tell you about it. So, tech bro.
Yeah,
And he got into his head like it's this biohacking craze. Like
yeah. He's
just
a
like this.
Huberman husband. Is that how?
I don't know what that means.
Is it Andrew Huberman? He's really big on biohacking.
The
Could it
guy's
be
name is
this guy?
Brian Johnson.
Brian
His
Johnson.
name would be
Oh,
Brian.
yeah, it
Oh, I
would
knew,
be.
and there are nice Brian Johnsons. Sorry, no.
Sure,
Yeah.
I'm
Who am
sure
I
there
thinking
are, but
of?
like, come on. Anyway, he
Here,
got
here,
into
here's the
biohacking.
New York Post. Let me read you the New York
Yeah.
Post opening to the article about him. So, okay. Headline is Tech Tycoon who spends 2 million per year to retain youth uses teen son as blood boy.
Oh my
All right.
He's a
God.
blood
Brian
boy.
Johnson, the 45-year-old tech tycoon who wants to keep his internal organs, including his penis and rectum, functioning youthfully, enlisted 17-year-old Talmadge to provide blood transfusions.
That
Oh.
doesn't seem ethical either. I
What
didn't
science
realize he was only 17.
did it say anything? Did they how is there any science? Is there science? Did science
Uh,
with it at all?
No. I feel
Okay.
confident saying no, even though I haven't read that deeply into it.
You should just try the Wim Hof method.
I I will say, okay, so about his penis.
Yeah, let's spend
He's
conservatively 30 minutes on that alone.
Yeah.
he sleeps with a little I haven't seen photos of it, so I'm going to describe it the way
Okay.
that I have been imagining it, which is essentially a cock ring and a
Okay.
little sack. And actually, now that I'm
Wait, this is
describing
one
it
of
out
the things
loud,
that he does
he sleeps with this apparatus over
on
his
it?
wiener.
Okay.
Yeah.
To keep
And
it fresh?
no.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
I mean, knowing him, yeah, it's probably like that asshole with the glove and the Vaseline in Of Mice and Men.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sure, it's probably full of whatever. But no, it's a smart device and it is
Oh.
measuring
Not that smart.
no, it's not. It's dumb as hell. But it is measuring the, I guess, veracity of,
Okay.
is that the word? Like not veracity, voracity, like voraciousness.
Yeah.
Maybe it's voraciousness
Sure.
of his nighttime erections as a
Oh.
measure of youth. So
Uh,
I
Is
imagine
it-
he's got a spreadsheet
I just imagine he has like a Fitbit
of his wet
wrapped
dreams.
around it or something.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Like it's monitoring the blood flow.
A
So-
Fitbit
Yeah.
in that it literally fits around a bit.
His bit.
Your
Yeah,
bits.
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah,
We did like
And-
that. I know we're saying another company's name, but they might release a new line because of this. We might be giving them ideas.
Buy up those stonks.
the science as purported in this New York Post article is that using plasma as an anti-aging technique caught wellness junkies' attention when scientists stitched young and old mice together so they could
Here
hear
we
a
go.
circulatory system. We're always connecting
No.
mice together for some reason. And that the older rodents showed improvements in their cognitive function, metabolism, and bone structure, while the younger
What?
subjects showed that frequent blood donation could have positive effects.
Well,
Oh, this feels very pro-vampire.
It does, doesn't it?
oh.
Oh, and isn't that what they call? Hold on. This is another cosmetic phase. The vampire facial? Vampire.
Oh.
What is
that
it?
sounds
I don't
familiar.
remember enough.
Yeah, no, I think
to
that is
describe
a
it.
thing. I think my wife has mentioned that.
She got it. She
Name.
gets them every
Yeah,
weekend.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
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 Uh,
Boy,
Now, let's
that's
see.
Is
another
that
question.
where they poke you when you bleed?
No, it's definitely putting other. Maybe it's withdrawing your blood and injecting it in somewhere else,
Oh, that sounds
or maybe it's somebody else's blood. I cannot
okay.
remember.
I'm looking it up. I'm going to tell you right now.
But
No,
yeah,
I had
there's
to get my
also
blood
stem
drawn the other
cells.
day and I almost passed out.
Oh no, because
Yeah.
you hadn't eaten or because it was
Because I
upsetting?
am afraid of needles apparently, but I don't know
Got
it
it.
until I look at the needle and then I'm like, oh,
Oh,
I'm
that's
gonna pass
funny.
out.
I
And then
was
they told me-
curious.
A vampire facial uses microneedling and
Okay.
Okay.
and PRP, which is platelet-rich plasma. Now I know the platelet-rich plasma thing. I have actually, like, my former boss had PRP injections into his hip, and they
Oh.
actually did help him not have to have hip surgery.
Okay.
There is
Are we
something
proving
there.
the science here?
But
Are we
we're
saying
also-
that we need
but-
to go drain children of their blood?
I mean, but we're also talking about very different systems, right? Like the idea of living forever based off of something that can maybe speed up healing or
Yeah.
maybe reduce the inflammation that is causing pain. Like those are very different things,
Mhm.
right? Like you're still not. I think the chase here, whether it's Canavero or this Brian Johnson guy, is like, I'm going to somehow live forever, or I'm going to live until I'm 100 and just die because I'm ready instead of because I had
Right.
to slowly decline. And all of that's foolish. Like we're all
Mhm.
going to slowly decline. Like the only thing that will not is this podcast, because it will get better until it is lofted into the rafters of American entertainment history.
Well, but then there's gonna be heat death of the universe.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I mean we're not getting out of it alive, but the podcast will never be bad. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, no, it'll never be bad, but it will eventually become
Underwater?
device
In
that
fire.
you cannot listen to.
Ah.
Yeah, exactly.
This is true.
Yeah,
This
it
is
will
true.
be on fire under the ocean. So, okay, but now we're getting into like transhumanism, like uploading your consciousness into a computer to live quote unquote forever.
That's a part of the upload. The
Oh, it's
TV
also
show.
a plot
I'm
of
just here
an
just
episode of
saying.
the X-Files.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Everything's technically everything was
Pretty
an
much.
X-Files episode, and then everyone's just that's where they're mining all of their
Yeah.
ideas.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
am gonna start throwing around the word derivative a lot more and then being like, season 3, episode 11, 1997. It's good vintage. But here's my question for you. Do you think that you would recover better being uploaded to a computer or having your brain transplanted into another body? Which do you think you would recover from?
If uh,
Emotionally. Let's
okay,
say
emotionally,
that,
okay.
yeah, let's say they
Yeah.
drop you in and science has gone so far that you have full control, no pain, but you have this new body.
I think body. I think it's like what was the other sci-fi series that was about people getting uploaded into new bodies? Shoot.
Dollhouse.
Dollhouse?
Dollhouse. There was a Netflix series that was on a couple of years ago too, based off of a book series.
I think I would do computer easier. I think I would
Yeah.
recover from.
Altered Carbon is the name of the series that I'm thinking of.
Oh, I didn't watch that one.
Premise
Yeah.
of Altered Carbon, it's like a cyberpunk neo-noir where, you know, our main character has been killed
Carbon
and
that
has been put
altered.
into a new body. And that's how he continues to live and then go get revenge on the people who killed him. Which
Oh,
my
he's
main-
John Wicking
Yeah.
himself.
he's John
Okay,
Wicking
cool.
himself.
Cool.
Stop wicking yourself. Stop wicking yourself. But I think that, okay, assuming the technologies exist, I think that's the one that works, right? Because at
Mhm.
least I think human brains, unless we're talking hundreds of thousands of years in the future, and I have no idea what human brains will be like. But human brains now, I think, are still sort of restricted to the idea that there is a limited amount of sensory information you can take in and a
Mhm.
limited amount of information you can take in at any one point. So,
Sure, but my
so being in a
argument to
new
that-
body, go ahead.
Well, I rate limit computers all the time. Like you can, I'm a software developer. I know how to rate
Okay.
limit.
Well, that's fair, but wouldn't I? Yeah, I guess. All right. No, that's interesting. You kind of sold me on something, which is, yeah, if your computerized existence is not full on Lawnmower Man / Barkley in the one episode of Star Trek: The Next Generation where he transcends everything and then takes over the ship computer,
Mhm.
like,
Oh,
maybe so, but I would feel like, or that horrible Johnny Depp movie where the tech CEO puts him, like, uploads his consciousness into the internet to live forever.
Or that part in Doctor Who, purposefully vague.
Yes, yes, that several episodes of Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Because my concern would be that would be too much. Like, it would be, one thing would be hard enough to exist without any sort of corporeal form. I think that's problem one.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're built to connect with something. There is our bodies and brains are so tuned to that when you're having a really nasty nightmare, you will feel a sensation of falling or something to force your body to wake up. Your brain knows how to go, like, you have to feel something to get out of thinking like this. Otherwise, you're going to blow your own mind, right? If you exist in a computer or the internet, you completely lack physical form, and who knows what the fuck.
That's a great point that I had not considered. And I think that this is really fascinating because I am so unaware of my body at all times that I once burned the shit out of my leg on a space heater and literally did not notice it until hours later when I saw the burn. Like, didn't feel it in the moment, didn't feel it afterward. And it was not until I saw the blisters that I was like, now what the fuck happened here?
Have
Like-
you ever been struck by lightning? Like, did you just not feel it?
I could have been, yeah. I think I would have those scars, those like sick ass scars, but
I mean, if it's all on the inside, maybe you don't.
maybe, I don't know.
I'm just saying that
No, but
that
that's
is
a good point. That's a good point.
that's very
And it's
concerning.
also,
This
is,
concerns
yeah.
me, Kelly. I'm worried
it's fine.
about you now.
It's fine. I talked to my therapist about it. It's fine. Uh-oh, she quit therapy. Anyway. No, but that's a good great point, and one that I even brought up myself earlier, how much like the gut impacts your brain and your personality, and you're not going to have that in the computer. How do you program that? How do you program? And also, as a software engineer, I know
How do you
that
program a
whatever-
tummy?
I know that whatever infrastructure we're uploading that brain into is like you're going to have bits and bytes corrupted at some point.
Mhm.
What happens?
Yeah, and like if those bits and bytes involve like pooping or something, like what
Yeah.
happens? I mean, because
Exactly.
Think of
Yeah.
all of these processes that cannot occur without a body, that our brain is trained to do. Like
Huh.
what does a brain without a body do about smelling things, about hearing stuff, about seeing things? Like I guess you could hook up a camera, but we don't currently, or and a microphone, but we don't currently have like a way to do smell or touch, which are hugely important, or taste.
I think we would find
Well,
like an alternative to it. Like instead of smelling something in the traditional sense, you would be fed the chemical makeup of the thing, and that would somehow
hmm.
suffice.
I mean, this is a
I
really
don't
interesting
know.
Well, it
experiment
would.
idea.
So your brain's not just going to like some ether. You'd have to go to something in particular, or otherwise it wouldn't be. Or your consciousness, if it's uploaded to a computer and it's just on a hard drive, you just kind of don't exist if it's not being
Boy,
utilized right now. If
you're
nothing's happening, right?
opening up a whole can of worms. No, you could be you would essentially be a program execute forever. Like a virus. You'd be a
Mhm.
virus.
So
Yeah.
you couldn't be put into sleep mode or something. You were saying that it would be something that could, like
That's
Creeper.
I don't know the answer to that. I
If
do
you don't
not
have
know the answer to
power
that.
associated to you, if you don't have like electricity going into you, could you even be doing anything?
No, if you don't have power, no. But I think that it would be like you're not going to be on a single computer if we were doing that. You'd be like it would be a
You'd be
distributed
blockchained.
Mhm.
system. Sure, yeah.
Oh God.
But that's a good question too. So in these head transplants, I didn't read. They must be transplanting the brain stem from body or
Mm.
from head
Yeah, yeah,
onto
yeah.
body.
I think that's the implication.
But brain stem is what handles all of the like breathing, for example. That's
Yeah.
why you don't have to think about breathing, but it knows how to handle it for your original body. Is
Hmm.
it gonna, how do you calibrate it for the new body?
That's
I
Are you
assume
gonna,
it's like teaching a new maybe key fob how to unlock your
oh,
car.
sure.
Is it
Yeah.
that
mm.
you just have to push the buttons and open and close the doors and then it's
Yeah,
good?
it's like how you can share like photos and stuff if you put your phone close enough to somebody
Yeah,
else's phone. You just
just
line up the brain
I
stems
just
and
need to
they're all
airdrop
there.
from this brainstem to this other brainstem.
Boop.
Yeah, so to continue on Canavero's nonsense,
Mhm.
he created an organization, a thing called Heaven, all caps. The
Ugh.
project
Okay.
is the Head Anastomosis Venture Project, and the plan would see two teams swiftly cut off the heads of two people. Then one person with body crippled, the da da da, whatever. We're gonna flip them around. But he's calling it Heaven because if it's not clear enough to anyone, this man literally is playing God, and he's not even trying to pretend like he's not. He's branding as playing God.
Yeah. Elon Musk with a
Yeah.
PhD.
Yeah. Uh,
Also, you know how people have phantom limbs? Are you going to have
Oh
phantom
yeah.
body? Are you going to feel like you have two bodies?
this is a great plot for the horror movie.
Now that's like a separate horror movie, like Locked In Syndrome.
Yeah,
Like,
fuck, that would be wild,
oh
right?
no.
If you
We
just,
got a
yeah,
lot of horror movies out
if
of
you
this one
felt like you
concept.
moved this arm, but this arm moves, and that's your entire rest of your life is just like trying to get used to the fact that nothing is where you need it, where you expect it to be.
Oh God. Oh, that's a 0 out of 10 from me, dog.
uh,
I'm not doing it. Would you do it?
no, fuck
Would
no.
you?
Sounds like a pleasurable experience. Let's do it.
I mean, heaven. Sure, sign me up.
Oh, okay.
Would you? We're all organ donors.
Yeah.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Would you donate your body for a body transplant?
I'm not using it. I don't care. I guess
I
Yeah,
go
let's
guess
see
for
if it
sort
it.
of
would
how I
help
feel.
someone.
Yeah. I
I would
here's
not.
my
Can I have
one.
can we have stipulations being like they can't be rich? So
Yeah.
and
I
you can't
mean,
sell my body. I don't know. The
You can't
whole
be a
organ
rich
donor.
weirdo that's gonna do gross stuff with it necessarily. That would be sort of
oh,
the. But look, we're
I
also
did have a
dead.
conversation
Dead.
about
Literally
how
don't have a body anymore. So what does it matter?
well,
but there's
here's
a
my
conversation about how organ donor stuff is now like a huge capitalistic thing where it puts people into and it's bad.
Oh, sure, yeah.
yeah.
Still definitely an organ donor because yeah, my body's unnecessary to me after I pass. But
Yeah, I'm not my here's my worry is I'm not precious about if the market was flush with organs for people who needed them, I'd be like,
Sure.
sure, stick me onto somebody else's head. Go for it. Have fun. Let me know how it works. I don't know. Summon me with like a magic ritual and be like, just wanted to let you know.
Okay, if I'm tasked with doing that, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Yeah, fun fact, when it starts to rain, this guy can feel your broken ankle. Yeah, he can tell that.
Yeah. This is kind of the plot of the film Body Parts. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but that is a movie with Jeff
Body
Fahey from,
Parts.
I think, 1997.
That's a great year for movies.
Great year.
He gets in a car accident and his hands are destroyed. It's kind of Doctor Strangey.
Doctor Strange.
Or maybe it's not both hands. Maybe it's one arm. Anyway, I think in one arm is
91.
wrecked. 91? Okay,
yeah.
way earlier.
Horrible
Anyway.
year for movies. Sorry, go
It's a movie with a lot of turtlenecks. The thing is, he loses one arm at the elbow, and for some reason they've just executed a serial killer, and they've decided to part him out to help people. And so
Serial killer arm?
he gets the arm of the serial killer, which in the plot of the movie is really good at pleasuring his wife in ways that his original arm was not.
Good for
gross.
her. A lot of ladies winning in this, it sounds like.
Yeah, it's working out. It's working out really well. But also the kind of the rest of the thing is that all of the other serial killers' parts in other people start doing things, and then all of the body parts want to get back together. So they start bringing all the people together to try to merge again to become the serial. Look, these are things that could happen if we continue to pursue this science.
So that sort of leads into the point I was making, which is I am happy to donate my body upon my death, but I don't necessarily want just one person to benefit, right? Like I could save dozens of lives by confettiing my organs to all the people who need them.
Is that a Will Smith movie?
Oh God, is it?
I'm just gonna tell you plots of movies that we're describing every time we say 7 pounds.
7 pounds, yeah.
Is it 7
pounds?
The weight of a human brain or a heart? Human heart?
I don't know.
I can't remember. He gives his heart to Rosario Dawson, though. Isn't that the thing?
Good for her.
Yeah.
Well, and what about that one
not a
where
good
somebody
movie.
gets an eye transplant and she starts seeing visions?
Yeah, isn't that a horror movie?
Gothica?
It is. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
What is it?
Is it Gothica? No. Is that a different
don't
one?
Remember. It's got it's one of the famous Jessicas. I want to say Beale.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
But
Eye
this
transplant
concept-
movie. Okay.
Yeah.
Chelsea's on it.
Yeah, I
she's
got
gonna
it.
Find it. Yeah.
It's gonna take me 20 minutes, you guys. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's cool.
Take your time.
The
It's gonna
eye. The eye.
Oh, great.
The
The
eye.
eye.
Got it.
Yeah. 2008 came out. Alba.
Great.
That's
Alba.
who I was imagining with my visions.
Very 2008.
And
Mhm.
pulled
To
the
be
wrong
Jessica
movie.
Alba.
Yeah, it is.
The Dark Angel herself. So 8 years after that movie comes out in 2016, a gentleman named Valery Spiridonov, who is a Russian man, has a muscular wasting condition called Wernig-Hoffman disease, which destroys the muscles and nerves in the brain and the spinal cord. He goes on Good Morning Britain because he is going to be Canavero's human test subject, to have his head transplanted onto a body. He gives a whole
where was he
thing.
getting the body?
Listen, we don't ask questions.
Oh,
I don't even think renowned asshole Piers Morgan asked. I think that was the guy on Good Morning Britain. Anyway,
Well, because then he'd become like complicit. He's like, I bet it's best if I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to.
I don't need to know.
But so he's gonna go through this thing. He's doing the talk show circuit to talk about this wild thing, and he's like, yeah, look, I can't do anything. I want to have a full life, and why not? And then 1 year later, he backs out of doing it because he gets married to a computer expert named Anastasia Panoflova, and they have a 5-month-old son. And the 5-month-old son doesn't have this Wernig-Hoffman disease. So this puts Valery Spiridonov into the position of saying, quote, I can't leave them without my attention even for a few months. That's the reason he uses. Like, it's going to take forever to recover from this head transplant thing, and I don't want to leave them alone for the period of time it will take to do that. So he just
like a few
doesn't go
months
through
is-
the operation.
Optimistic.
Yeah.
Few months. few
I mean,
months.
we're
Valerie,
all
listen to
100%
yourself.
that he's a corpse if he does this, right?
Yeah,
Like, if
for
there's
sure.
not a
Oh,
recovery, this
no.
ends with his demise and
Maybe if it was
possibly.
a different doctor, but this guy.
No, yeah. This guy's gonna be applauding himself and jerking off if he gets dead monkey open eyes screaming in pain for 36 hours. That he's gonna be
Yeah.
stoked on that. And that's not I don't think that's what Valerie wants, and I don't want that for Valerie. I'm just gonna
No,
say
Valerie deserves better. I'm glad he found this gal.
it.
Yeah.
Did you see the way he talks about her?
No.
He's so sweet. He's like super blissed out in love. It's wonderful.
He is,
Oh.
and that's
Yeah.
beautiful. But he
Mhm.
was like, she's got a thing for guys in wheelchairs.
Oh.
And I was like,
Okay.
okay, Valerie. Okay, Anastasia. I see you. Glad you two found each other. But here's the thing, is he was fully set on doing it, and Canavero was like, hold on, I'm not quite ready yet. Like, no
Aw.
shit, you're not quite ready yet. So it was the doctor who pushed back the transplant, and Valerie was like, okay, and in the meantime he fell in love. So
Yeah, he was like, I guess I'm gonna
Like-
get laid instead of dying in a
She
horrible scientific
literally-
disaster.
she literally saved his life, you know?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
a lot of people say, oh, I would be dead if I hadn't married so-and-so. He would be dead if he had not married her.
100%.
That's
So
my other question. If your
Canavero has.
partner-
Go ahead.
If your partner got a new body suddenly,
Mhm.
how would you feel? Brand new, totally
Sa-
foreign.
same head.
Same
different body.
head. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same person.
Unclear on
Oh, yeah.
personality.
We don't know about the guy.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it would be very weird. I don't know how you would that is a I mean that is really a case by case sort of scenario.
Yeah.
I think you got to sign up for
Is it like
couples
a-
counseling immediately.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
months before the surgery, and also potentially for the rest of forever.
I guess
Yeah,
the question
absolutely.
is it necessary? Like, do they have to have it?
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. If they're doing the Fountain of Youth thing,
Yeah, no. Then I
Not
wouldn't be with them
interested.
to be.
That could be
Right,
grounds
yeah.
right there. So
No.
not
Yeah.
really not really a worry.
No.
oh, that's
Yeah.
what you're into. Oh, we're on
Cool.
different paths.
So
okay.
Um, to Canavero's credit, though, after Valerie backed out from falling in love, he claimed, "Oh, I've still got a very long list of volunteers to choose from for this
Oh,
procedure."
do you?
Now,
Name them.
then yeah. Oh, they're. Oh, shoot! It's in my other coat. I'll talk to you
Oh,
later.
thought it might be. Why don't we transplant those coats then, Canavero?
A full 2 years later, he published claiming that they had done a successful spinal cord repair on animals. Then, and literally no one else has backed that.
Okay.
Then we have in 2023,
Oh,
Canavero claims that it would be, quote, technically feasible to stave off aging by simply scooping out a person's brain and
No.
plopping it into a younger, more agile body. The article titled Whole Brain Transplantation in Man, technically feasible.
technically
Technically,
feasible.
Yeah, technically.
according to who?
Sure. I think that the rest of the sentence that isn't said is like technically feasible on a long enough timeline.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that I believe is probably the quiet part is like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we could
When
totally
we make
do
some leaps and
that.
bounds in medicine,
Yeah.
Sure,
do it.
I see how it could.
possibly
Happen.
happen
Is
eventually.
it good though?
No.
It's Surgical Neurology International, which also
Oh.
published the paper about the technical feasibility of the whole brain transplantation, and that
Mm.
particular publication has Canavero as editor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's just say I am an editor at Spaceboy Books. Now, if I were to just go ahead and publish whatever I thought and said it was good, it's fine because I'm declaring it fiction. But
Sure, yeah.
but people who really care about that would still be like, he's kind of self-publishing. Is this really like good, or is it like he's got his own mouthpiece? This is what is this as well.
But the stakes are different for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, we're talking.
Like-
We're talking between flank and mignon here, like very different stakes.
Here's what I will say though. That was good. I'm
Thank
sorry. I was
I just
I
wanted to
didn't
meet the
acknowledge
moment. That's
that.
all.
I didn't acknowledge that, and I apologize. I think that you have a great opportunity, though, as an editor of science fiction, to start publishing our horror movie ideas in novel form. So,
Yeah. Ooh. With the center inserts of color photographs of the film, but we never
yes,
actually make the
Oh,
movie.
yeah, perfect.
It's
yes.
just these are novel adaptations of films that will never exist. That's actually a really
That's really
cool
cool.
concept. I'm kind of into that a lot.
You need to
Trademark
edit this out and then
again.
just make it.
Or copyright again.
I've got another great Canavero quote. So, quote, a human head transplant was the intermediate step toward a brain transplant.
What?
Since the latter is considered impossible, I decided to focus on HT, being head transplant,
No.
which is
Ugh.
far
Oh my God.
simpler.
Far
However,
simpler.
although I can tell you HT
Corporate.
works, unfortunately, it does not rejuvenate aged head tissues, including the eyes. BT is the only option. So I kind of want to point out the rhetorical thing here is he's doing the same thing Trump does. He's doing the same thing all of these assholes do. It's this like, I mean, obviously I went for like the intermediate thing. And then I proved it could work, but since nobody wants to do that, and since it doesn't do the perfect thing, I'm not going to do it anymore. And instead, I'm going to do this other thing that I'm going to
Yeah.
promise an even bigger world that I will never deliver on to stay in the spotlight while accomplishing absolutely nothing and pissing away research dollars.
Go
Sounds
for
great.
it.
In the latest paper, Canavero describes how to theoretically remove the brain, place in the skull of a donated or brain-dead immunoconditioned body. So in addition to describing a robotic scoop with retractable tines, so I'm imagining basically like the claw machine
The claw machine.
at
Yeah.
the bowling alley. Just like, yeah. Canavero also provides possible solutions to several outstanding questions surrounding brain transplants, including nerve and vascular reconnection methods. However, because the technologies to rejuvenate aged bodies don't exist, as noted in the paper, contrary to common lore, he believes that brain transplant is achievable, at least theoretically. Again, like these
Wow,
are the
theoretically.
we can totally do this. I mean, in theory,
Yeah.
Everything can be done in
In theory.
right?
Oh, God. And he was just going to do it.
Yeah.
He was just going to go for it.
If what's his face didn't fall in love, poor what's his face?
Valerie. Good for him.
Valerie, thank you.
Yeah.
The last bit of the I believe this is from the Vice article that I read. I'll cite my sources in a moment, but the ultimate goal of the procedure would be to extend the number of years a person can enjoy living in a quote pristine body. Canavero writes in the paper, and we should all note that this reasoning is not dissimilar to that used by CRISPR advocates, who propose that we should just make embryos that can't have any genetic flaws. And we're leaning back
that's
into the eugenics of the
eugenics.
early
Oh.
20th century. Hey, great! Good job, everybody!
Oh, no.
We've gone so far to almost theoretically accepting people that we're now back to not at all.
Oh my
I'm just
God.
thinking we're gonna
Those who
fix
don't
it.
learn the past are doomed to repeat it.
It's true.
Oh,
So yeah, sources that I had here were the National Post, an article on Vice.com, a YouTube video from Good Morning Britain, and a People.com article under the Human Interest tab about Valerie Spiridonov.
And I don't have mine off the top of my head, but it was some of those, but also a PubMed article, which I am like 90% sure is from his the thing that he edits.
Yeah,
I'll have to
from
I'll have to
SNI.
find it.
Yeah,
I'm
it's gotta
so
be.
sure because it was very, excuse this language, detached. It was like, well, step 1, remove this head. Step 2, remove the other head. And it was doing a lot of work to avoid using colloquialisms. Like it was really dressing it up with science words. And then there came to a point where the author just used the word headless. Like there's no other way to say it. It's a headless body. Like I can't dance around that anymore. I've used every other word in the thesaurus. It's a headless body. Did you guys hear that story? Okay. I've got a couple things that could be rabbit holes, and instead I'm only going to go one step deep. One, did you hear that story about the doctor who accidentally
Doctor Who?
pulled the head off of a baby as they were delivering it?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah. I did. Oh my god, I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to. Oh my
apologize.
god.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Everybody
No,
can Google it
I'm just
if
gonna.
you are interested.
No,
No,
give me
don't
a quick
Google
give me a
it.
quick rundown. Give me a quick rundown on this.
Well, birth. You're
It's-
familiar with birth?
Yeah, I mean I've only been through one, but sure.
Right. Yeah. My own. Don't remember a ton. Yeah. No, this doctor was just, well, she just yanked a little too hard and
And the baby's
the
head
head
came right
came
off.
off, which I didn't know was so high a risk.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
oh boy, they just squirreled the baby away. Like the mom was like, "Let me hold it,"
Yeah.
and they were like, "You can't," and they went in like to the other room. And can you imagine how fucking freaked out? Like, does the hospital have a code for that? Like, you can't just be like code blue. Like, there isn't a like
Yeah.
code
Nightmare.
code like pastel pink. like like the baby no longer has a head. And then this is who decided this? Who made this decision? Instead of just saying, we murdered your baby, which I hear why you would not want to say it out loud to the mom. I hear
Sure.
that.
Yeah.
But here's what you absolutely cannot do under any circumstance. Bundle up the baby with the head jammed into the blanket and give it to the mom and say, "Oh, you got to cremate this dead baby immediately and do not do an autopsy."
This sounds like what's her face's husband, who she testified at him as a ghost trial. He was
Oh.
like,
Go on,
say
she
more.
died, just quick barrier. She fell down the stairs. Whoops.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
we just got a barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just barrier. Yeah. Exactly. Oh,
Now, of course,
God.
I assume this happened maybe before or with someone who wasn't like in with like Gen Z
What?
slang, but someone probably could have been like no cap, and that would have been funny in that circumstance.
I mean, this was only a couple years ago. The reason this is, oh God, I was going to say top of mind, and that feels wrong.
Yeah.
Also, is because, well, here's the thing is I've been listening to a backlog of a podcast, so I'm not sure if this is new information that the trial just happened, or if the trial happened years ago, and I only just re-listened to the podcast episode. But it was recent. It was relatively recent that
Mhm.
this occurred. And then the other thing is, did y'all watch Poor Things?
I have not
haven't
yet.
seen it
There
yet.
wasn't a theater
damn it.
around here that
Yeah.
had it.
Okay.
But I'm very
All right,
excited.
that's fine.
And I do understand the premise. Involves
Yeah.
something similar to this.
Mhm.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's real good. I think y'all will like it.
Well,
I'm
you know
really looking
what?
forward to it whenever it is available.
Yeah, I know. You know what? You know what would be exciting to talk about now? Maybe a Mouthgarf report.
Mouthgarf.
The Mouthgarf Report. Open wide for some lasagna. I hate Mondays.
Mouthgarf report.
Yay.
Woo! How's everyone doing? I don't really have any garf to report, unfortunately, but I did spend the last week mostly in Kansas City at a writers conference that was a lot of fun. There was zero
Nice.
Garfield there, unfortunately.
Boo.
I saw zero Garfield. Like I saw zero Garfield for an entire weekend. And granted, like I don't see a lot of Garfield
Weird.
into, but look, I mean, you would think.
Yeah. Are these were these other writers dorks and losers?
Mm.
It's possible. That
Why
could
no
be.
Garf?
Where's the Garf, nerd?
No Garf? Pardon me. I have heard that the youth are really into Garfield.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I knew that my friend's kid is a Garf fan. I'm gonna give her the Garfield phone. And I also have heard other parents be like, "Oh, for Christmas I got my kid the Garfield." Like I imagine it as a book that you would keep in the bathroom. That's probably not fair. But a collection of Garfield comics. I don't know. The kids,
Aw.
the kids are all right.
I would like some Garfield themed za though. After we saw the meme, like I want to smoke some Garfield themed
yeah.
za. That would be great.
I mean, I'll try anything once.
Now we're talking.
Not the hedging.
No, not
Yeah.
that.
Well,
You could
Fine.
only try it
Okay.
once, right?
No, but good question. If you
Depends
could
on
have
how
your
well
head
they do it.
transplanted on a Garfield,
ooh.
Not much of a change.
what if you did a Garf
Yeah.
face off?
I'd rather do the whole head.
Okay.
Because I'm not trying to go to work with Garfield's face, you know?
Yeah, I
I'm
was
trying
like,
to eat lasagna and sleep all day.
Fair. Good call.
Mm,
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really only want to go what you want to be Travolta in that situation so that you're going to like, hey, I got to do this very specific thing, which is become Garfield.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm,
I'm going to go.
mhm.
No, I don't even think that we should pretend. I think that it should just be me, purple hair, septum ring on Garfield's body.
Sure.
Yeah,
And I'll
perfect.
not talk. Like I can make my little judgmental thoughts and like roll my eyes and stuff. I don't have to use my words. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, half of what you're saying now is listeners coming out in thought bubbles above her head. It's just we're all hearing it.
Nate painstakingly transcribes it all into an AI who mimics
It's
my
true.
voice.
Yeah, you don't even know what the real Kelly sounds like because she doesn't. It's amazing.
That's how we like our women, huh, Nate? Totally silent. I don't know.
I do
what's
not
gotten into
endorse
me.
that opinion.
Well, you wrote it.
Oh shit. Hoisted by you made that petard for me. It's not even fair.
Hey, what's a petard?
I think it's a sword. I don't know.
Oh, cool.
Let me look.
All right, dope. I have legitimate mouth guard
Yeah,
news.
please.
I texted the buddies. I took a trip last week and
A petard
on
is a
my
bomb.
way- It's a bomb?
Yeah. So it means
I'm
you blew your
hoisted
ass
by-
up. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. I've always
It happens
imagined
to
it as a
everybody every 4th
flagpole.
of July. There's a lot of petard
Totally.
hoisting going on.
No, so on the way to the airport for this trip, I was listening to a podcast and they mentioned Garfield. Specifically, they were talking about how they think that John is likely a psychopath.
Sure.
But the important part is that listening to that made me realize I forgot to pack my mouth guard. And so for a week, I didn't have my mouth guard, which notoriously is falling apart on it too hard at night. And girls, let me tell you, I need to wear that fucking mouth guard.
Yeah.
It hurt so bad by the time I got home, and like my gums were swollen.
Oh,
And I was
geez.
like, oh, I should get my wisdom teeth out. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they were right. They were right. Those got to go. So, unfortunately, I quit my job and I don't have great health insurance at the moment. So that's going to have to wait, but I guess I'll do it. Remember to pack your mouth guard.
I mean, when we do the bonfire, we could just pull your wisdom teeth then too.
Perfect. I'll just like drink a bunch of whiskey
Yeah.
and we can tie it to a string and
No.
do a door.
Uh-huh.
And just
Have yours come out of the gums?
are they loose? No. Oh, they're out
Oh.
of the gums. Yeah.
Oh, mine are still under the gums, except for
No,
one.
my
half
surgery
under
is
it.
going to be so easy.
Oh,
so
mine's gonna be
easy.
so
And
difficult.
I
They're just out there?
bulked. They're just out, fully erupted, they say.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, no, I grew those special. Those are mine.
I
How
have
about
no
you, Chelsea?
mouth or Garf to report. I do have a callback to an old episode. I did watch the Super Bowl, which I don't watch the Super Bowl. So I've
Oh my
watched the
God.
first and the whatever number this one was. So Nate,
100.
did you like
This was
was everyone
100?
psyched
No.
about it in Kansas City?
Yeah.
Hell
Oh,
yeah,
it was it was very interesting. They had various like Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce related Chiefs apparel in addition to just tons of Chiefs apparel everywhere, including like a sweatshirt with Travis's hands making a heart.
Oh
and
my
then,
God.
You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
all sorts of stuff.
So wait, you were in Kansas City and
That's right.
we didn't fight?
We didn't fight. Well, but I don't like neither of us have a dog in this. Like, why would we fight?
Literally did not realize that it was the Super Bowl. Like, okay, let me paint you a picture of Super Bowl day.
Uh-huh.
I walk out of my Airbnb. I meet my Airbnb hosts who are just delightful.
Yeah.
And they just got a new dog. So I'm playing with the new dog. And the guys are like, are you going to the game today? And I was like, oh, no, thank you. Who's playing? And they were like, it's the Super Bowl. And I was like, it's the Super Bowl? like, okay, same question though. Who's playing? And they were like, Kelly, San
The team from here.
Francisco is playing. And I was like, oh, go Bears? Oh, sorry, guys.
No,
I support you, but I don't know anything. Find our old episode on the first Super Bowl for more thoughts.
If there were jetpacks, maybe we would be more excited.
Dude,
I think I even
jetpacks.
angrily said, I will never watch another football game after.
You did, and then
And
you
I
watched
did
the
this,
Super
and this is
Bowl.
what I did.
Is it because of Usher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't
Yeah.
at all because of Usher.
Oh,
That's
well.
yeah. I did jazzercise to Usher once in my life, but
There you go.
yeah.
Not a euphemism.
No.
Legitimately jazzercise.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm. That was my favorite jazzercise song. A lot of energy. A lot of energy. Anyway. But yeah,
Well-
that's all I got is I watched the Super Bowl.
All right.
Yeah.
That was the
Fun.
Mouthgarf Report.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Woo! I think it's time to play our Super Bowl,
Yay.
our
You're right.
America's game, our gridiron classic,
Sorry, paper.
Keep
sounds.
going. I don't know any more references.
our Texas Hold'em,
Oh.
our
Oh,
Thrilla
yeah.
in Manila.
Beyonce did announce new music during a Super Bowl commercial, so that was
Yes, she
great.
did.
Loved
Okay,
that.
yeah. We got because
Very
she's wearing
excited.
like a cowboy hat and a metal bikini or something. I saw
Yeah.
some photo on the internet.
That's for the song.
Okay.
It was a Verizon, T-Mobile. It was a phone company ad.
Great.
It
Well,
was.
I also saw.
It was not a good ad. Yeah.
But here's what I'm excited about: is I read that she has the acts. Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 associated with the new music. Apparently, in each of those acts, she's sort of reclaiming like old, like traditional or folk black
Oh,
music.
Great.
Yeah, I think that's going to be
that's really awesome.
so I'm going to go deep on that. I'm going to learn so much. Thank you, Beyonce.
I mean,
I can't wait.
I think this sort of lays a little groundwork for doing like the Act 1
Yeah,
as an episode because it would be
I
the
love
first
it.
act of
Mhm.
this album.
I'm on
Well,
board.
That's
I've
something.
already found a bunch of banjo musicians that I'm going to, like modern folk banjo, that I'm going to already start delving into
Cool.
and learning about history through music. Yay!
Yay! I love it. But we have to do something less fun right now, which is
Mhm.
play
Yes.
I See What You Did There.
No, we're
It
gonna have
depends. We saw what you
fun.
did. May have seen
You may
what
have
you did
seen-
earlier, so
You may
we
have
will
seen
see it
something.
again.
That's
You-
right.
You did get at least one of these. You got near it,
Ooh,
and that's important.
yay!
It's pretty good. That's
We
pretty
talked about
good.
monkeys and fingers at some point.
I'll even tell
God
you which
damn
one you got near when you get when we get
No,
to that one.
don't give it away.
Okay,
Yeah, no
I
hints.
won't.
Hold that in. And
You're
then
gonna
if
know
we-
anyway.
and
You're
then
gonna
if
know
we-
anyway.
If we struggle a lot, you can tell us then.
Great.
Yeah, save it as a clue.
Yeah, let us get to Struggle Town before you do that.
Yeah.
Let's start with number 1.
Okay.
This is a phrase meaning something is only a small visible part of a much bigger situation. And this is a common cheeseburger ingredient sold by the head.
Iceberg tip of the iceberg lettuce.
Tip
Ah,
of the iceberg lettuce. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
That's correct. Tip of the iceberg lettuce. Very good. Iceberg lettuce, not nutritional. It's actually calorically negative, right? Because it's
Yeah.
all water and chewing it causes you to burn more than it can contribute. Iceberg lettuce.
But we love that crunch
It's
on
got
a burger
fiber,
dough.
right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's got
Yeah,
fiber.
You
It's got
fiber.
whatever cellular, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
cell
love that
walls,
fiber.
plants, etc.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not worthless. I mean, it's better for you
We
than
all need
like
more fiber in our diet.
don't eat your own hair. That would be worse. You're gonna burn calories eating your own hair, but it's not gonna be fibrous like iceberg lettuce. It's gonna
Okay.
Are you gonna have to
You're-
hairball?
yeah, you're gonna have a
Ooh.
bazaar or something, right?
Mm-hmm,
And then what's gonna happen?
mm-hmm.
What does it
Okay.
mean if your cat eats your hair?
I think it's a cat. Yeah,
Okay.
our dogs eat our hair all the time because it's around and they lick the floor constantly, and they're just like,
That's good. Pets
Yeah.
are good.
But I have met cats who are specifically are like chomp, 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 chomp.
yeah,
chomp.
Petty's been doing that lately. It's a new thing.
Hmm.
And I've been like,
Interesting.
no, this isn't for
Hmm.
you. This is
What
for
is it?
only me.
is it pica? Is pica the thing where you eat your
Pika?
own hair? Pika?
Is it Pika? Oh man, I've
Pikachu?
only read it.
Pikachu!
Yeah, same. I've also only read it.
It's usually when they lick stuff like metal and like concrete and stuff. They try to lick stone things, but it means that they have a
Oh.
deficiency in something, right?
Yes.
Or they're sick, which he has done.
Mm.
So hopefully my hair isn't one of those.
You still washing your hair with old rusty buckets of water?
Doesn't everyone?
I
That's
mean,
how you
yeah,
stave
it's
off
how you
tetanus.
keep
Yeah.
that iron luster.
Mm-hmm.
Good old Ferris Chelsea, we call you.
Like
Great.
18th century cosmetics. It
Yeah.
doesn't
Oh,
give you
gosh.
some sort of heavy metal poisoning. It's not doing its job.
You're gonna want to eat a little mercury every day, brush your teeth with charcoal, and pop on some iron. Good to go.
Chelsea's full up on mercury.
Hey, number 2.
Number 2.
This famous head had roles in Ted Lasso and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and maybe Repo, the art musical about organs.
Oh.
And
No
and this is E.B. White's book about a boy who looks like a mouse in every way. So keep away from Dr. Canavero.
Okay, Anthony Head.
What's his middle
Notable
name?
dreamboat. What was that question?
What's his middle name? Anthony Head's middle name?
What? Okay.
It will help you.
Did you get?
E.B.
You're not
White.
thinking of Anthony.
No.
Okay.
I'm thinking
No.
of the Anthony Head who played Giles on Buffy the
Okay,
Vampire
okay,
Slayer.
okay.
So
Mhm.
Anthony Blank. Okay, the book, Boy Who's a Mouse.
Uh-huh.
E.B. White. Did he do Winnie the Pooh?
I
What did E.B. White?
A. Milne did Winnie
Oh.
the Pooh.
Letters.
This is
Uh-huh.
This is Hugh Laurie played the dad in the movie. No. Okay.
Oh, Stuart
think-
Little.
Is it Stuart Little?
It is Stuart Little. Yeah.
Okay. Is it
Okay.
his middle name is Stuart?
His middle name is Stuart. What did
Okay.
the guy?
Okay.
So Anthony Stuart Little? What
Anthony
was
Stuart Little. You see what I did
that?
there?
Yeah!
Anthony Stewart Head was how he was credited on Buffy. He's
Okay.
been credited as
okay.
Anthony Head when he's like a performer in other stuff, but Anthony Stewart Head on that show.
Okay.
And then Stuart Little.
Oh,
Different
cool.
spellings of
Hey.
Stewart. Anthony's
Sure.
middle name is a Stew Stewart,
EW.
and
Mhm.
Stuart
Yeah.
Little is Stuar. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yep.
So Hugh Laurie did play the dad.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
what gave
think,
it away. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Is Jonathan Lipnicki Stuart Little? Like
I thought he was the friend. He was the
I
friend.
think he's the
Oh, okay.
yeah,
He's the son.
he's their
All right.
like human son.
Yeah. Right?
Oh, yeah. They were like,
think
Jerry
so.
Maguire, you can keep playing human sons. We'll keep you on that
Mhm.
for a little while longer.
Huh.
All right. Good work. Good
Learning.
work.
We're
Yeah,
learning.
we're doing it. We're doing it.
Number three. Heads Up combines with this soda name for a game we all played in elementary school without looking.
Oh, okay.
And
Got it.
this is the famous romantic pop duet by Joe Cocker and Jennifer Warnes that closes out An Officer and a Gentleman.
7 Up
Yeah.
in the clouds. I don't know. I don't know what this is going to be.
Me either.
Up in the air. Up in my love.
You get,
Up
I mean,
in this
you,
closet. I don't
Up.
know.
Up in my
Oh, yeah. 7 Up in my dreams.
head. Up.
get up in my dreams, get out of my car.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay, it's at the end of
Now-
Officer and Gentleman, and it's
It
Joe
is.
Cocker. Okay.
Yeah. Richard
Who's the
Gere.
officer and who's the gentleman?
Richard
Oh.
Gere goes into
Mothman?
the factory where Deborah Winger works in his
Mhm.
officer's uniform, and he scoops her up and carries her out into the sunset as this song begins to play. And you've definitely heard it before.
Uptown Funk.
Margarita
Yes,
Girl.
7 Uptown Funk. Richard Gere, gonna give it to you.
Wait. I mean, is it Uptown Girl?
Oh.
No,
Oh.
it's not Uptown Girl.
That's-
That would be nice. That would have been an easier clue, and I probably should have gone with 7 Uptown Girl.
No, stop. No critiquing yourself.
Yeah, don't do that. Mm-mm.
Positive self-esteem only. Now, Joe Cocker,
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
what else has he done?
He did the raucous bluesy cover of With a Little Help from My Friends,
Yeah.
the Beatles
Got
song.
it. Okay.
That was the theme song to the Wonder Years. He also
Okay.
did a cover of She Came In Through the Bathroom Window, also by the Beatles. He did a lot of bluesy
Oh, he's
stuff.
big,
Mhm.
big
Yeah.
Beatles guy?
Mhm, mhm.
Did he do Life's Been Good to Me So Far? Is that him?
That is Joe. That is the Joe from the Eagles.
Different Joe.
Yeah,
Oh.
different Joe.
Got it. Okay.
Mhm.
I don't know why those aren't going to help.
No, look, you're
Wait, who's the female?
And
What
who's
was
the
female?
gal? Yeah.
Jennifer Warnes.
Okay, what is
I don't
she
know
as?
anything else she's done.
Okay.
I got to be honest. I
Okay.
don't know
Okay.
anything else
Okay.
she's done. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing her last name correctly,
Up-
so I apologize. But it's not like it's a
Up
name
until
that
this moment,
I like that as a guess.
Ah,
That's a good
okay.
guess. It's not.
That's
it's
a good
not right.
guess.
Yeah.
well, we get it if we just say phrases that could
Yeah,
be
can we
songs
guess
about
it?
love.
Yeah, you're only really gonna get it if the images that are already there put it together for you, and I don't think it's going to. This is literally a song about love, lifting them,
Okay.
allowing
7
them
Up
to
Where We
ascend.
Belong.
Yes, 7 Up Where We Belong. Very good.
Because love
You
lifts
should
us
have
up
done-
where we
Chelsea.
belong.
Love
Oh,
lifts
on
us
Eagles
up
fly.
where we belong. Where the
Beautiful.
eagles fly
Fly.
and the
mountain
mountains high.
high.
Yeah, that song. End of Officer and a Gentleman.
Got it. We got
Okay,
it.
perfect.
Yeah.
I was trying to do like you're the wind up under my wings.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
what I
yeah.
thought earlier too. I was like,
Get up under those
up
wings.
beneath my
Get
wings.
up under
Up.
my wings. Yeah.
Okay. 7 Up Where We Belong. You
Got it?
Chelsea. You got it.
There.
Fucking A.
Good job, Chelsea.
Oh, thank you.
Number four. Head is a program on this and similar operating systems used to display the beginning of a text file or piped data.
Use
And-
it all day, every day.
And this actor replaces Edward Furlong to play John Connor in Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines. He's also in the forthcoming suspense horror film What You Wish For.
What?
Oh,
Okay, hold
I
on.
mean,
In the
it's
third
Linux.
one?
Yeah, Linux is the first part.
Yeah, I have Linux or
Okay.
Unix. Yeah, either of those
Unix.
would work.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Unix is a better answer. You're right.
Okay. Okay. Repeat the second part.
Yes, this actor replaces Edward Furlong
Mhm.
to play John Connor in Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines.
Is that the one with Christian Bale?
I think that's the fourth one.
Christian Bale. Oh,
Okay. So is it somebody's name that starts with an X?
Nick. Oh.
Oh.
Well, you're pointing,
Yeah,
but we talked.
I'm
at
pointing
the
at
same time.
Kelly said Nick.
Nick.
It's a Nick.
Okay.
It's a Nick.
It's a Nick.
Sorry, I was doing New Girl. Nick.
Nick.
Holt. I don't know. I haven't seen this one. I'm just guessing Nick's.
Okay.
Nick.
Can you name another movie in which he is in? Because this is very familiar. And like,
Just one moment. Yes, let me get an IMDb list for this
Okay.
particular actor.
I can't think of even one.
He
other
is
Nick.
also in the films Disturbing Behavior in 1998.
okay.
He is in The Thin Red Line. He is in Bully. He is in Sin
Wait.
City,
Okay.
playing Rourke Jr., the yellow bastard. You might remember the really ugly yellow guy in Sin City.
This is an older. No,
Okay.
it can't be an older person.
It's not Nick
John
Nolte.
Connor?
It's not Nick Nolte.
No.
He kind of isn't in a lot of big
Not
movies.
Nicolas Cage.
That's
After-
okay. Is he in like a B TV show?
He was on an episode of Law and Order Special Victims Unit.
Okay, that is not.
Sure,
helpful.
okay.
He was on an episode of House of Lies. He was on 5 episodes of Fear the Walking Dead.
Okay.
That was an like an interview show, wasn't it? After show?
That was the prequel to Walking Dead. It was
Mhm.
what would people do in LA when this started happening?
Oh, I see. Okay.
He was also in 4 music videos by the Lumineers
No.
in 2019.
4. That's a lot.
I feel like this person was in a teen magazine that I had of up and coming stars. And
He definitely was an up and coming star in his day. He is currently now 44 years old, so he's just a little older than little old Nate here, talking to right now on the chat box.
Okay.
This
is going to infuriate us when we figure it out. We're gonna be like,
okay.
Fucking duh.
But is he...
He was also in the film Disturbing Behavior.
Okay,
I said that already, though, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Okay. That's the movie that has James Marsden, Katie Holmes, and this actor.
Okay. Give me any other movies. Did you name all of them? This is the shortest IMDb list of
He was in The Man Without a Face in 1993.
Keep going.
Who were his like contemporaries? Did he have an entourage that we might know him from? Is this like did he know JT?
Was Brad Renfro and Bully?
Oh, I bet Brad Renfro was in Bully. That sounds interesting. Yeah, that could be. Let's see. He sure was with Bijou Phillips.
Oh, you're gonna get there.
No, I don't think
Chelsea's
I'm gonna
get there.
I don't think I'm gonna.
You might not.
Does the last name start with an S?
It does start with an S, yeah.
Oh,
and
you're gonna get there.
It starts with an S.
It's
Go ahead.
You go.
Oh, well, I was gonna say it sounds like what happens when an airplane gains too much altitude too quickly. Usually causes the engine to cease to function briefly.
Okay.
It's also
it's a sound. We're doing onomatopoeia right now.
No. It's the word for what happens. Okay. It's also the way that you divide.
It's crazy that I have. Okay,
It's also the way that you divide a bathroom with individual areas to use it.
Stalls.
Chelsea's
I forgot
got
the first part.
Is it stalls? Is that the last name?
Well, it's singular.
It's
Stolz.
Stall. Yeah. Nick Stall.
Nick Stall.
Yeah,
Not
Nick Stall.
Stalls, just one stall. Oh my god, that was a nightmare. I'm gonna have to look this up right now. Like I was picturing a face. Yeah, and I was like,
you're gonna recognize him. Like he was definitely
that's
he was definitely like he was gonna be a guy, right? And I think that
yeah.
Terminator movie broke him because that Terminator movie did poorly, and he never did another like major Hollywood movie.
Yeah.
He did Sin City, but he's super made up to look like basically a Simpsons character.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's it. He doesn't really do like he does a lot of indie shit afterwards. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took us a long time to see it though.
It was clouded. Cloudy with a chance if I see what you did there. All right, we got
he was
one more.
In Carnival.
Oh, see, I should have just said that.
That is how I recognized him.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
It was Carnival.
God, I love Carnival. That wouldn't have helped me at all. I would not have remembered his name.
But you would have been like, I love Carnival.
Yeah, we would, and then we would have talked about how we love Carnival.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good talk. Good time.
Okay, last one, and then we can dip on out of this segment. All right, number 5. If you've seen the 2006 viral commercial for this homeopathic product, you know the phrase, quote, apply directly to the forehead. Apply directly to the forehead. And maybe you could make some extra money by using it while dressed as a dom over this subscription service.
OnlyFans for the second part.
Yep, sure. Yeah, you got it.
It's like Heads On, right? Heads Only Fans.
Oh, Heads Only.
Right?
Singular head, but yes, you're there.
Okay.
Yay!
Head on.
Yeah.
Apply directly to the forehead. Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Yeah. Head OnlyFans. You see what I did there?
Yeah.
We finished strong.
Have you guys ever used that? Does it work? I have.
No, I never used it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying no, it doesn't work. I was like, should I try it?
Listeners, write in. Does it work?
Yeah. Email us. debuteBuddies@gmail.com. Have you applied it directly to the forehead?
That's a good follow-up. No, it didn't work. Did you apply
Did you apply to the forehead?
Directly to the forehead?
Jeez, I put it on my back. Yeah.
Oh.
I applied it to the forehead of the person whose head I was transplanting. I assumed that would work.
Do Do you
Right?
think that's part of it? Do you think
Woo.
that's the special glue he uses?
That could be. He just has a
Directly to
palette
the
of old
forehead.
head on from 2008.
But that's specifically the year he needs it.
Yeah.
It has
Yeah.
to be aged.
It's vintage. It's vintage head on
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
that you apply directly to the forehead.
Directly to the or severed spinal column.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
So let's talk Debs, shall we? Let's talk Debs.
How many Debs? How many Debs? How many Debs? How many Debs?
I'm gonna give all of this. Okay, first, I'm going to give all of us. I'm going to give everything that we've done 5. It's 5
Yeah,
Debs.
for
This has been a
sure.
beautiful conversation. I love every bit of this. I'm going to give all of this nonsense. I'm going to give it a qualified 1, only because while I find it extremely interesting, and I think it's entertaining bullshit for our era, it is terrifying to me that this is just kind of like somehow people are doing these things and they're getting money to do it, and somebody's even like giving them rats. Like, I don't understand how that's happening. I don't know. Like, I come from an era where like you really had to like sort of have a case to even like, you know, if you went to the library and like, I would like to check this book out because I'm going to rip the pages out and glue them into another book, they would be like, fuck you, get out of here. You may not do that. And yet somehow we're just handing living animals off to a maniac so that he can fantasize. And then other maniacs are draining younger people of blood to make
don't
their
love
penis
that.
work better forever. Like, what is
Everybody
happening?
Stop.
Yeah.
Nobody touch anybody else's blood.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm giving this whole prospect of scientifically lengthening life for no particular reason a 1. I think it's absurd. I think that we would be spiritually and morally and ethically better people if we just coped with the fact that like you've got a limited amount of time, so you should actually do good with it instead of being like, oh well, if I could live 1,000 years, I could certainly do some good, or whatever bullshit these people are using to
But would
rationalize
you?
it. No,
No.
of course not.
Right.
They're egomaniacs.
You'd be like, oh god, I gotta agree with you. And actually, I feel like we've never discussed, does our scale go to 0?
Yeah.
Yeah, it can go to 0. Give it a fine. Floor drops out. This is a 0. This whole idea is a 0, like the number of successful head transplants that have occurred.
Yes.
0.
And will occur in the foreseeable future. Yeah, I don't feel good about this. And in fact, I feel really bad about it.
Yeah. Mine's also a goose egg. Nothing for me.
Yeah. This just, I mean, this whole thing
No.
is like, this is a fascinating conversation to have, to poke fun at, but it is also terrifying that all of this stuff actually is real. This is going on. People think that this is a thing to do.
No,
Yeah, nope.
The thought experiments are very interesting, and I do think that we came up with some great ideas for speculative fiction and horror movies.
Yes.
But
In real
in
life
terms
application.
of the medical field, stop. Everybody stop.
Yeah.
Put your scalpels.
But you know what isn't disturbing? You know what isn't disturbing?
Tell me.
What?
The thing we're going to talk about on our next episode.
Yeah, that's not. That's the
Yay!
opposite. We're just like swinging on different direction.
That's right. Like the pendulum of justice. We are going to swing it in the opposite direction now.
That's right.
Because we're going to talk about the first Tenacious D album and
I'm
really
excited.
dig into the confluence of comedy, musicianship, and just fucking belting with those Jack Black pipes.
Yeah, dude.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited about this too. This album means a lot to me. I'm just going to say that. Like,
Aw.
Oh.
because this came out, I mean, I'll say it now. We're going to talk about it later, but this album came out like 2 weeks after September 11th.
Oh.
And becomes this like, can a comedy album be good? One. And then are we allowed to laugh again? And it's kind of doing it does all this heavy lifting.
Ooh.
And further sort of cements Jack Black's amazingness post, what's the name
That
of the movie
episode
he
of the
was in?
X-Files?
Well, yeah, that episode of the X-Files.
Never Ending
and-
Story 3.
That's it.
Yes,
That's
that was
it.
also the movie I was thinking
Yeah.
of. You guys are great. You're thinking of all the exact movie I was thinking of at the same time.
See, this is why we can't win. I see what you did there.
High Fidelity, the
Oh.
movie High Fidelity that was like his breakout moment. Anyway, so this will be very exciting. The album is titled Tenacious D. We will be talking about the band and their music, and I can't wait to just listen to this again straight through for the joy of it. So hell yeah!
I'm excited. Yeah.
This is gonna be my first time listening to it
Really?
straight through. Like I've heard a song. Or
You've had
something,
bits and
I have
pieces, but
not.
you've
Yeah.
never. All right, yeah.
So
You are
I'm
in
gonna
for a
be
treat.
the first experiencing. So that I'll come with that perspective.
I'm fully
Yes.
thinking of getting the vinyl of this.
Oh,
Just
Do
just to
it.
have it because it's really like it's classic great shit all the way
Yeah.
through. It's really
Yeah.
good. Like and especially with like again we'll talk about it more, but like the Tenacious D cover of Wicked Game by Chris Isaac that I'm sure everyone's heard. That is far too short because they only do like a minute and a half of the song instead of the whole fucking thing, which I wish they
Oh,
would
sure.
do. I mean, they're just yeah.
They were like, you get the point.
Yeah, but it's like no, but I want this point to last longer. I
But
have
I
so
want
little.
more. And the music videos are fun and dumb.
Yeah,
This is going to be fun.
yeah, it's good shit. So yeah, we're gonna do that next time. If you like this podcast, we would love if you would subscribe and rate and review it. Go to Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. Talk to us about what you'd like to transplant, whether you've, I don't know, ever lost your head over something. I don't know. Just say anything about anything. Just give us the 5 stars. You can ramble
Yeah.
all you want. We love you so much for taking the time. If you like the music, listen to Michael J. O'Connor, michaeljoconnor.bandcamp.com, and check out his book, Dead Broken the Yonder Void. It will be out by now because it released on Leap Day, February 29th. So if you want to read some really brilliant auto fiction about a young man trying to survive in San Francisco who just lost the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
R.I.P..
yeah. If you want to
Is that what
listen,
you're
if you want to read something, it's a great book. It really is. The early reviews are stunning. So I'm very happy about that. And check out Spaceboy Books if you want other books.
And if you miss me and Chelsea on the off weeks of Debut Buddies, sometimes you can find us over on Never Show the Monster. Currently, at the time of recording, we are on hiatus, but maybe we'll be back by the
We'll
time
be
this
back.
releases. So subscribe and keep your eyes peeled.
I really
Horror
think we
movies,
need
horror
to.
movies.
I think that we need to switch. We need to switch the nomenclature on hiatus because what it should be when you're not doing a podcast is biatus, and when you're back, it should be hiatus, right? Wouldn't that be
Yeah,
nice?
It would be. Yeah.
I'm just saying, whoever made English did it wrong. That's what I'm going for here.
Yeah.
They just
Mhm.
could have been
That
more
makes sense.
clever.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? They could all see what I did there. What if
could, but
that's
they
all
didn't.
English was trying to figure out what the
Think
fuck I'm
what someone
thinking
did
half
there.
of the time.
Oh God.
Imagine the devastation.
Oh God! All root words go out the window. You've
Yeah.
got to just do like word association.
All root beers come in the window.
See, this is what I'm talking about.
So yeah, we'll catch you next time with the Tenacious D record, and in the meantime, heads up. There's
No.
don't
Heads
lose
down.
your top.
Oh, that's right.
Don't blow your
Keep it-
top.
Don't blow your top. And if you're delivering a baby, gentle, delicate,
Don't pull. Apply
No
directly to the
pulling.
forehead.
push.
Oh God.
Yoha.
Yo.
Yo-ha!
Bye, buddies.